This is your Sleeper's God, back with a new video of what if Midoriya was broken. Last time we left off, Midoriya was in a fight multiple times over with Bakugo, and his last fight, when Bakugo was basically blowing up his, using his quirk to hurt him by blowing up his arms, his parole officer basically said that's the last straw, put him in max security prison. Not maximum security prison, I should say. Now that's off. Oh my god. Maximum security prison. He was like 6. No, he was like 12. But put him into a juvie camp, almost. And when he didn't apply to the orders to get up and go to line, he was put into solitary confinement for the rest of his sentence, basically, as he basically went insane and started seeing ghostly figures who started teaching him how to do stuff. One time how to play chess. The other one read him books over every topic in the world, animals to religion to classical, all the way to fantasy. There's thousands of books. One of them taught him how to fight, and he learned how to basically use all of his body to take down an enemy even twice his size, and if must, kill. And he also learned how to use an instrument, how to play the piano, and he started learning how to play the violin. As a therapist walked in and tried to help him, try to figure out what was going on, try to figure out if he actually was going crazy or not. Midoriya was not, the therapist was not successful, and he brought back to his mother, who was crying. And that's where we ended off last time. Now, let's begin the video. As Midoriya is in his mother's car as they're driving back home, Midoriya's mother is still tearing up, but not as much anymore. She seems like she's finally, back in her, trying to become a mother and stuff like that. So she's trying to keep calm for Midoriya's sake. But as Midoriya still feels the ghostly figures, almost like the black figures that he remembers, like all around him. And it's comforting to him. It's comforting that Midoriya has these figures to keep care of him and because he never had a father figure in his life. So these figures teaching him how to do all these things are like a father figure to him. As they finally got back home, Midoriya's mom helps Midoriya walk now, because Midoriya haven't been talking this entire time. Inko is kind of scared because it seems like Midoriya hasn't talked in the entire 6 months that he was in jail. So as Inko is trying to help him, get back into the groove of things, trying to get back into the thing of you're going back to school in a week, as Midoriya is basically just hasn't spoken in a good 20 to 45 minutes when he enters the house, as he's just looking at it. As the house looks the same as he left it, but it seems like everything that he missed, didn't see before, is now so much clearer now. Like every artifact, every photo of his mother, and everything that he sees is so much clearer in his mind now. It seems like he's it's so much more beautiful and such more gorgeous, as he kind of breaks down. He a couple tears fall down his face as Inko hugs him, as they kind of have this little moment of where Inko sets him down at a couch as she pulls up a chair, as she basically says, "What happened?" as Midoriya basically explains what happened. In instead of using like all the ghost things that happened, but he basically explained that he was there for all the 6 months and he was all alone and he was basically just trying to survive basically as Inko is crying out of her eyes as she says, I'm so sorry. I should have never let them do that to you. I should have fought." As Midori says, "Stop, Mom. You could have never done anything, and you could have stopped them. But I'm quirkless. They don't care about me. I could be burned in ashes, and they won't mind." As Inko just says, "Don't say that. Don't say that, Midoriya. Like I care about you." And I said, "I know." She's like, "I know. That's why I will never do anything that will try." As like he goes like, do you want like we can cut you out of that school, we can homeschool you. He's like, Midori's like, "No, you already had a full-time job. You're never gonna have time to homeschool me first off, and you're not gonna have enough money to buy like a computer or something like that that could homeschool me. So no, Midori, I'm fine, Mom. I'm." As he looks at the ghost who is smiling at him, the ghost who he has like little nicknames. The ghost that reads to me. That's what he says to him. "I'm a lot smarter than you think." As Midoriya smiles at his mother, Inko laughs as she says, "Okay, you'll be going to school tomorrow, okay? You've already missed enough school days." As Midoriya smiles and says, "Okay, hey, just remember, catch up on your schoolwork, don't be in any trouble, and please, don't try to fight with Baku." As Midoriya just says, "Fine, I'll try. But if he tries anything with me, I'm not gonna hold back." As Inko says, I don't want you to go back to that place." As he says, "If I will try not, but if I have to, and if I know I'm gonna go back to that place for fighting, I'm gonna make it sure that it means something, and he will have to punish too." As Inko smiles and says, "Okay, I can handle that, but please just don't try." As he smiles back and says, "I won't." As he hands back into his room, as all the ghosts say, "You have a beautiful," as the artsy ghost say, "You have a beautiful mother and a gorgeous family." As the fighter ghost says, "But just remember all my styles. Dodge, dodge, try not to get injured enough, and if you must, uh, remember." As Midori says, "Yes, hands first, then shoulders, and if must, legs. Those are the weakest areas of the body." As he's like, as the fighter ghost smiles and shakes his head. And he says, you finally picked up a couple of my tips. As just remember, as Midori says, "Yes, dislocating the arm is also a perfect tactic to use." As he's like, "Yes." As he's sitting in his room, as he's listening to the ghost who reads, listen to a book. As he's listening to what I said before, Percy Jackson. As he's listening to when they're at he's hearing the scene parts when they're at the airport, the last couple chapters. As he's listening to it, as his eyes are closed, as he falls asleep, listening to the final pages. As as Percy finally learns that he's going to go back home for the summer. As you hear the shut of a book, as all the ghosts look at each other and say, "We're gonna need a meeting now." As he snaps his fingers, as you see the room change into something else, almost like almost like a flip, as the normal room stays the same as all ghost disappears, as they all the room swips into a meeting room, as a bunch of chairs and like fancy drawings and all that stuff, as we see the ghost that we already know, the ghost who reads, the ghost who plays chess, the fighting ghost that taught him how to fight, the ghost who taught him how to play piano and all that stuff. I'm trying to think if I'm missing anyone. I don't think so. I might be. But you see all the ghosts that you are normally see, and then you see 100 more. That with it seems like different qualities to them. Like you see like one who is more seem like more of a pirate. See like straps on his arms and stuff like that, and like a pirate symbol on his on one of his arms that's not being covered by his sleeves, as he also has like a swashbuckling belt. As you see other ghosts that are more seems like more artist, like they're drawing. As you see others that are just you just see thousands of them as they're all sit down as they say this every month a new ghost comes. He's been working for a very long time, and we need to just keep on going, okay? As one of the ghosts say, but how far can he? As one of the other ghosts raises his hand and says, but how far can Midoriya go in his talent, in his research? Like, I haven't seen the kid yet, so I don't know exactly, but how far can a kid go and push it that far in so many years? As the ghost who taught him how to play the piano and teaching him how to play instruments right now, and says he learned how to play the piano in less than a month. He almost learned how to play every string and almost perfectly play every string on the violin in less than 2 weeks. I think his mastery of abilities is incredible. As the ghost that looks like a pirate says, but how is his morals? Is he morally vague, or is he morally fine with us teaching him all these tricks? As the ghost who taught him how to fight tells the rest of the crowd and raising his hand, says, he is more morally okay with all this stuff, but just try to keep it down low. Don't try to push him through the challenges that we had to deal with to learn our ways. As a lot of the ghosts like shake their hands, and a lot of them start talking about their like travels and tribulations. But also, as the first ghost that taught him how to play chess, we need to teach him strategy, lots of it. We already know what's going to probably be on his way, especially for a kid who's quirkless. So we gotta fight, and we gotta teach him everything that we know. Agreed? As all of them look at every one of them. Okay, that part of the meeting is done. Now, as he stands up, which ghost is going to be next on the table? As we see a ghost walk up, as you hear a clomping of a foot as he lands, as you see a man, not even a man really, more of a monster. A good 6 foot tall, with a beard of tentacles and a pirate's hat on, as he says, I should be next. As the rest of the ghosts look at him and say, Davy Jones, should I not be surprised? Why should you be next? As he sits down and he says, of course, about my life, it wasn't the peacefulest it was, but I know what I need. I need to teach him how to love, how to care, but also how to spite, how to be wrathful. I know a lot about swordplay too. I can teach him how to fight, and I can also teach him how to lead. Plus, my abilities can be passed on to him. The Flying Judgment is still sitting on the bottom of an ocean, and can be helpfully given to him when I'm done teaching him my skills. As another ghost walks up and he says, yes, but as he looks more of an army man, as one of the ghosts says, Jack, yes, your skills are ancient, my skills are new. I've been fighting since World War II, World War I and World War II. My skills are more recent in his time period, and I can teach him how to really show a person how to fight. As another man walks up, he's even more of an inventor, and my skills can teach him how to build things that are absolutely out of this world. My inventions have been changed the world since ever, and my newer ideas can help him fight when he has no chance to. As Davy Jones looks at both of them and says, but my abilities can be passed on, my strength, my skill. As the ghost that taught him how to fight, but also your looks. Remember, if you go out there, he will become a monster. He will look like you. He will have all of our memories when he's done with us. So he will look a lot like all of us, Davy Jones. As his claw hand snaps a couple times as he says, I get your points. But is it better for me, the beast, to come out sooner or later? As the Avenger says, probably later. It shows that we have more trust in us when he comes out later and helps us through all of the difficult times. As the Army one says, but he also needs to learn how to fight, how to win, and how to use a knife and a gun before anything else. As he says, he looks at the fire ghost and he says, no, Chips is for you. I know you're an amazing man, an amazing fighter, but he needs to learn how to shoot. He needs to learn how to strategize in the form of what he needs. And he also needs to learn how to use separate weapons, like knives and rifles, if necessary. As the fire ghost leans back and says, yes, I understand, but we have to put this up to a vote. Who votes for Jake to come out? As we see a good 100 hands raise up. As he says, who looks for Davy Jones? As a good 20 to 45 hands raise up. And who looks for the Inventor? As only a good 50 hands raise their hand. As Jake, you're going out first. Well, in our next meeting, we'll figure out who will have the other likely chance to go out and train Midoriya. As the strategy ghost, the one who teach him how to play chess, gavels and says, "Meeting adjourned. Hope we'll see you guys soon in the next month." As they all stand up, as they all disform, as they all go back into Midoriya's room, looking at him. As this is where we're ending off the video. See you next time, and What If Midoriya Was Big Chill Part 5, I think? Yes, Part 5 will be coming out today, a little bit later. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.